Hey guys, it's Kyle here from Unboxed Autos, and today we're going to be taking a first-person look at the 2021 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE63 S Coupe. Now right here we have the key to this incredible machine. We're going to first go ahead and we're going to talk about the exterior design. Now this is the top of the line GLE. It is the big one here. It is the GLE63 AMG S. Now what that means is we get the massively large V8 bi-turbo. So we obviously have twin turbos there under the hood, and that's giving us 604 horsepower to this guy via all-wheel drive, 4MATIC all-wheel drive. Now another thing you're first going to notice is just these incredible quad-tip dual exhausts here. We have two on each side, AMG emblems right there, and it just really completes the back end wonderfully. As you guys can see, there's the GLE63 S badging, the AMG logo, and you can even tell it's upgraded. We have the super large wide tires right there. You just would press this, opens the back. It's also the camera's underneath that, under the Mercedes-Benz logo, so it's really easy to keep that clean. It doesn't really get dirty, which is phenomenal. Which is more than I can say about these wheels. Obviously, lots of braking. They get pretty dirty pretty quickly. These are the performance braking system here from AMG. We also have the AMG wheels. These are 22-inch wheels right here, 325, 35, 22s. So very wide, but they're great for traction. They really do obviously help put all the power down from this very large SUV. Not only does it have 604 horsepower again, but most of that torque comes in at a very low RPM range. Around 1500 RPMs we get maximum torque. Now, some think this grille's rather large. It is a large grille, but it's a large car. I think that it works on this particular vehicle better than some other models, like from BMW, for instance. We have the dual LED accent lighting right here in front. We have multi-beam LED lighting. At nighttime, the bulbs do move with the wheel in either direction, so that allows us to, see what's coming up around the curves. Interior quality is really great, and you can even just see that right away here with these door panels. They're all leather. We have this Nifty carbon fiber trim, aluminum accent lines. All the seat controls are done in aluminum, and I always like how Mercedes-Benz has the seat controls on the side there, so you always know which button you're pressing. We have the optional premium high-end Burmeister premium audio system. We have two speakers right here. We also have one down here in the door panel, and then we even have another one up here, and then of course the same for the passenger side. This can never get over how much I absolutely love the AMG steering wheel. It is the #1 best steering wheel in the business right now, in my opinion. It's not only it's a great size, but it also includes a lot of technology even within the steering wheel. Start her up and show you guys what I mean. We have these little screens here, so we can actually adjust to various settings through these screens. So for instance, we're in the comfort setting right now for the suspension. We go into the sport just by pressing that, or if we want the loud exhaust, we can do that. For instance, normally I keep auto stop start off and loud exhaust on, so it's just easy to leave those like that, and as soon as you get in, you can just pop those into play. We also have the drive mode selection dial right here. So for instance, if we want to go into Sport, Sport Plus, or Race mode, you can do that quickly right there. Press it and it goes into individual customizable mode as well. That's also the same basically as this button right here, the dynamic button, but again, this one on the steering wheel is just a little bit easier to use. We have wireless phone charging right here. We have heated and cooled cup holders, depending obviously on what drink you're having and what time of the year it is. Again, love the LED accent lighting. It's right here. Really nifty design language throughout the interior. As you can see, continues the LED lighting throughout the speakers underneath all of the trim pieces. Many different colors we can go into. I'll show that to you guys in just a couple moments. Again, right here we have adjustable air suspension. We have traction control off. We have manual shifting, so if we wanted to use the paddle shifters on the steering wheel, we can engage that. Suspension setting, and obviously the exhaust note. We have powerful and standard. Back to the steering wheel though, it's done in Alcantara around the sides. We have this carbon fiber trim up top along with a racing stripe stitching throughout right here in the center, which really gives it a nice high-end luxurious feeling. AMG stamped here across, and it's just really great. Large wheel, plenty of different positions to hold on to it when you're on the highway or you know, racing on the track. So this really truly is a track capable SUV. So if you buy it, you should at least take it to the track at least once, have some fun with it. We have these very large paddle shifters right here on the steering wheel, all done in metal, which is awesome. Very high quality. Can't get over just this steering wheel. This honestly would be enough to, you know, be a deal breaker for me if another car didn't have a steering wheel close to as nice as this one is. It's just such a great wheel. Can't get over it. We have the really awesome Mercedes-Benz Infotainment System here. This is their digital gauge cluster, highly customizable. I can go ahead here and select this button right here, for instance, and we can go through many different settings. But for instance, if I just want to go to a more simpler design, go to the sport design, which is going to go for that right there, which is obviously a throwback to some classic gauges that used to be in lots of Mercedes-Benz vehicles. Or I can just go to a very classic display right here, and then within each of these gauges, they're all customizable. So it gives you basically a limitless amount of options to choose from when it comes to customizing the gauge display. Obviously same for the right hand side as well, and center, which is just, it's just crazy, guys, how many different options there are for these gauges. But it's great to have. Personally, we're in an AMG vehicle, so I like to stick to the super sport gauges. Gives us a nice large tachometer in the center, which we also displays what gear we're in, which is great. And again, we can have some different options over here which are more focused around performance. I personally like to check out the horsepower and torque and boost gauges, and then leave that one there on the Speedo. The multimedia system right here is touchscreen. It's also able to be used via the dial, this little touchpad dial pad down here. But there are just so many different options within here. We also have the Amg Performance Menus, so we can check out different vehicle diagnostics when we're driving. You can check out the engine, check out the different temperatures of trans and oil, which are important obviously when you're driving a little bit more aggressively. We can configure the the individual configuration that I was showing you guys before on the steering wheel. So I pretty much have everything in race, but I have the suspension in sport a little bit lighter there on the ride, so it's not as harsh. Not to say that the ride is harsh at all. It's relatively comfortable considering these wheels, the 22-inch sport wheels that we have here, sport tires rather. And yeah, it's just a great system, super responsive, very easy to use. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, not a problem. It's just really, an amazing vehicle if you're looking for something that's going to offer you, a lot of versatility. Then this is definitely one to consider. I would, I'd also at the Audi SQ8 and RSQ8. Those are going to be a little bit different with how they drive. Obviously, it's the four-wheel steering. Those makes it just a little bit more dynamic of a drive. Although the Mercedes-Benz here, it's going to have a little bit of a more exciting interior. As you guys can see, it's just really cool. But again, depends on what you're looking for. This car does drive a little heavier But again, you do get that 604 horsepower from, the legendary AMG engine, crafted there, Amg Crafted Engine. It's a really amazing piece of machinery. And yeah, I mean, they're all great cars, but at the end of the day, it kind of depends on your personal preferences. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to get to them. Thanks.